palms are sweating.
Well, it's time. It's just plainly time. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Rethunk Junk main page. Today I am hosting here from Two Girls Treasure in Florence, South Carolina. I'm Diane Pruitt, your proprietor and your Rethunk Junk retailer. Joining me, my little cuz Taylor. Some of you remember her as the tall girl from here at Two Girls Treasure. She's still very tall, but she has never lost her love of refinishing with Rethunk Junk paint products. One of the things that we are most interested in right this minute is the brand new Rethunk Junk Countertop and Backsplash paint. This is the RTJ Finishes kit. And in this kit, you will get your countertop or backsplash paint color. You will get your clear coat to seal your work. You'll also get 2 different paint brushes to work with, and the weekly cleaner and the daily cleaner. We'll get to those in just a little bit, but I want to show you what we've been working on today. So I'm going to split this camera so you can see everything that we're talking about. Now, if you're just joining us, welcome to Wednesday afternoon. This is an unusual time of the day, the week for us to go live. But we're here to talk about and demonstrate. We're going to pull this back just a little bit so you can see. This is the parchment color. Now, this comes in 5 different finishes. I can't even name them all right now. I'll put my glasses on and I'll be able to tell you. Watch this. So your counter and backsplash paint, which is brand new, comes in porcelain, parchment, sandcastle, stamped concrete, and blackstone. So you have a wide variety of colors to work with. The difference between using this product on your countertops in your kitchen or your bathroom vanities versus using the paint that you would normally use on your furniture is very simple and very well defined. You don't put a lot of water on your furniture, Tay. You just don't. And you don't take a scrubby pad and scrub your furniture. But you do clean your kitchen like that. And inevitably, hand to God, there's always going to be some 17-year-old boy or husband who is going to cut something on the kitchen counter. Yep. And your regular Rethunk Junk paints are formulated for furniture and cabinets. They're formulated for extraordinary durability, but they are not formulated to stand up to husbands in the kitchen. So, like a good husband, when Laura Whitlow asked, Tom Whitlow produced, and he came up with the RTJ Finishes Countertop and Backsplash paint. Now, I went ahead and I did this table in 2 coats of the parchment this morning. I wanted to go ahead and get out in front of this day and making sure that we would be ready for you and you didn't have to sit here and watch paint dry. So this has 2 coats of parchment on it. And I'm going to be honest, I was a little bit worried that we were not going to have enough dry time for this today. But guess what? It dried completely and it dried rather quickly. I was very surprised, Taylor. When I put this on this morning, I looked at the clock and I thought, I'm cutting it kind of close. It says 2 to 3 hours. So like every good Rethunk Junk paint retailer, I threw a fan on it.
Love a fan.
Love a fan. It was dry in really quick time. Now, I started at about 10 o'clock this morning, so this has had really good dry time. Good dry time in between coats, dry time sitting here all day. The temperature's at about 73 degrees inside the building. Our humidity is low. Why do I mention these things? Because they are important to your finish. If you're using Rethunk Junk paint products and there's a ton of humidity in the air, moisture, if you're outside and the temperature's extraordinarily hot, you know, Taylor, because sometimes you paint outside.
Yes.
It'll dry before you can even get it put down smoothly. So it's not always the best environment to work in. This, Taylor touched and she was amazed. I was amazed, and I think you're going to be amazed too. This is very smooth.
Very, very smooth.
The reason I'm using this particular table is because this is one of the work tables we use here at Two Girls Treasure. So on a regular basis, if you can see this one behind me, they're covered in butcher paper and they're covered in inventory, or my paintbrushes in a cup, or I've got one over here that's covered with 5 pieces of furniture, 5 different things. I use these tables all the time in this store, and I use them to paint on. I'm kind of tired of cleaning paint off of them, Taylor, because on this ugly laminate, yellowy pine fake finish, it's hard to clean off. And it's just ugly. And I don't like ugly things. I want it to be beautiful. I painted half the table so that we can experiment with what this is going to do and how this is going to hold up. Now, you've got to give me the first 30 days. 30 days to cure. And if you never give your product 30 days to cure, you're risking your finish. You're risking chips, you're risking scratches, you're risking your finish not holding up like it is designed to do. So you gotta give me the first 30 days. But from 31 days to 90 days, I'm gonna use this. And I'm gonna show you on a weekly basis how this is holding up to the abuse we give these work tables here at Two Girls Treasure. And I'm gonna do it so that you know, 1, how easy this is to apply, 2, how durable this is, and 3, how cost effective it is to refinish your countertops without having to buy brand new. Now I know Taylor had some questions when she walked through the door, and you probably do as well. So while we crack open some paint, I'm gonna let Taylor ask some questions.
So if you're like me, I'm definitely new to the countertop and backsplash paint. Give me any other paint that they've formulated and I can do anything with it. But for me, this is new, so of course, I'm full of questions.
Of course you are.
So in applying this, Diane, did you do it with a brush? Is it normally just easy to go on with a brush? Or do you use the sponges that we've tested in the past?
So this kit, I didn't show you these, but this kit came complete with a 1.5 inch brush and a 2-inch brush. Of course, I went for the 2-inch brush. I loved it. I showed it on, I did a preview video this morning, and I put it in the water because I used this twice. Now, you know, Rethunk Junk paint products are water-based products. Right. Water doesn't hurt this. Water is my friend today because this is the 2-inch brush that came in the kit. It's a nice long wooden handle, angled edge. I think it's a nylon, and it was a very nice finish. This is a wood paintbrush, nylon polyester bristles.
Those come in the kit.
These come in the kit. So I got the 2 paintbrushes in the kit. So I really had everything I needed to start to finish for this kit. Now, one thing you didn't ask me is how much area does this cover? I'm glad you asked. This kit will cover 35 square feet. Is that correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. It's somewhere in the instructions because I watched the video and I read the instructions and I've been following everybody else's questions about it. But that's a lot of coverage. This is 2 coats. And let me show you the jar. I'm going to step over to the overhead camera. Look how much I have left. That's a lot of product left. Taylor, I have 5 of these tables. I think I could do at least 3 of them with 2 coats with this one jar. So the other thing I noticed immediately when I cracked the cap on this today is the smell.
There's not really any unless you are right up on it.
If I stick my face, which I did do, directly over the top of the open container, I got a smell. But otherwise,
No.
I didn't have a problem. I even had a customer who was walking by and I said, let me ask you a question. She was standing a little bit closer than Mel, not quite as close as Taylor. And I said, let me ask you a question. Can you smell this? She said no. So I leaned over and said, can you smell it now? And she smelled over and she said, yeah, but you know what? That's not bad. That's not strong.
But that goes right along with pretty much their entire product line.
That's
As
right.
Someone coming from me that uses the normal paint, I haven't used this yet, but as far as smell and scent and fumes go, there's hardly none.
On a regular basis. I was really surprised because of the different products that are already on the market. When I opened this, I was very surprised at how little odor there is with this paint product, because anything that is going to be this durable usually stinks to high heavens, and there's just nothing you can do about it. Put a fan on, put a mask on, go out in the garage, make sure you're outside, but definitely don't use those type products indoors, which is tough because if you want to do your countertops, you kind of have to do them in the house. This did not bother me. This did not bother our customers today. So unless you are extraordinarily sensitive to smell, this is not going to bother you either, most likely. I didn't find it to be an offensive smell. I don't think anybody else did either. We are going to do a particular finish on this, so I want to show you our inspiration for this tabletop.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah.
Now, just like the others, this is also self-leveling?
Yes, this is self-leveling. Now, I'll pull in the camera really close on this, but 2 coats of paint with a watered paintbrush.
The coverage, y'all, is amazing.
It's so good. I even did the outside
covering is amazing.
edge. And it's thicker than the regular Rethunk Junk paint. I did notice that.
I've noticed that also. when I
Yep, Taylor
touched it.
played with it with her fingers and she rubbed it until it was dry.
Y'all, I'm a kid. I love to get my hands dirty. If it says wear gloves, I'm probably not going to.
Probably not going to do it. I didn't find that I even had to wear gloves. Laura was so gracious as to make sure that this kit included rubber gloves. They're about too big for my hands, so I broke out my own purple rubber gloves. Yeah, those, they probably fit you. But I didn't find that I had to wear rubber gloves doing this, and it washed off. I got it on my hands and it washed off. So
Water-based.
this, water-based, this is my inspiration. I put the gold glitter on the table because in honor of our fearless queen, Laura Whitlow, this tabletop is not only going to be bougie, but it's going to be glittery, Taylor.
Yes, we love all glitter.
All glitter. Now I'm going to bring you back over to the tabletop and I'm going to bring you in really close. Watch this, y'all. Now I've got a light on it. So you've got a little bit of a shadow from the ring light. You're all the way on top of that table right now. That's parchment. That's pretty, isn't it?
And y'all, the texture of this when you're touching it is so therapeutically smooth.
Taylor said, this feels like one of those countertops. Well,
That's what we're aiming
That's-
for.
that's because it is now. It's a countertop product. Now, 2 dry coats of paint, and I have our pewter metallic, I have our silver metallic, and I have our true gray. I'm feeling like I might need just a little touch of coastal gray in this. I love coastal.
I love coastal.
I love coastal. Don't get me wrong, I love slate, Laura, I do, but I really love coastal. So if you'll go grab coastal, I'll crack these open.
Right here.
Yep, behind the paint wall. Now let me show you these again. While she's getting the paint, I'm gonna put my glasses on so I can show you this and read this to you. Now I'm not getting the comments in front of me, but I can see that you're watching. So if you have any questions, I know that there are retailers, and I'm hoping Laura is on, and I'm hoping Rochelle is on as well. So you've got 2 different cleaners here. The blue one is your weekly multi-surface protectant. So once we get this finished and dry, we're gonna spray this on. We're gonna use this once a week. This pink one is your everyday all-purpose cleaner. Disinfectant grade, just like your clean top, but this is gonna do your light maintenance work. This is gonna do your weekly disinfecting. This is gonna do your daily. This is not gonna damage your finish. It's formulated not to dry your paint out, not to crack it, not to add a waxy buildup. It will create a film over it that will protect your finish and keep anything from permeating it so that you can just easily wipe it clean. Now I'm telling you, I'm counting on this, so you make sure to stay in touch and keep your eyes peeled for images from this table, because I'm going to share them. I want to prove to you what an extraordinary value this countertop and backsplash paint product is, and that's really hard to say, so I deserve 10 bucks for being able to say that without stumbling over it.
Because we're impatient.
Because we're impatient. All right, let's go to the tabletop. Let's ease this back in a little bit so you can see. And I got the spoons out. The Magic Industrial, technically oriented spoons. 1 for each color. What we're gonna do is open these up. They're all except for coastal is shaken. Now remember, we have an inspiration. Taylor, don't lose your focus. You see the inspiration right there.
Yes.
We're gonna do veins of marbling, and then we're gonna add glitter. Wrong camera, here we go. Just a little bit on each spoon.
Do you want me to start with this?
Yep, you can get that. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna create that marbled veining. And you do that by getting some on your spoon, and you wanna drizzle it. Now, veining on your marble takes a lot of different shapes. But in your better marbling, you just kind of drip it in, just like Taylor's doing, just technically perfect. Bring your veins together, run them back out. She's doing polka dots, I'm doing lines. Together, we're collectively a genius. Love this kid. I'm so glad she came to help me today.
Listen, this paint, I'm struggling with the spoon.
You're struggling with a spoon. Now listen, polka dot girl.
I'm coming.
Lines.
Coming right now.
Okay. All right, lines. Lines. Shh. In a straight line. Child. Put the paint down in a line. Now the object of only doing half the table is so that we can show over the period of time that we're experimenting with this. There you go, just like that.
I'm gonna fix it.
I know. It's okay, we're gonna run it together. Wait till you see how to do this. I'm gonna come in from this side, right there, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of the true gray to all of it. because we need just a little touch. Just a little bit here. There we go.
What
A
about
little
here?
bit here. You want some in there?
Mm-hmm.
Put some in there. Put some right. Let's make a vein meet across here. There we go. All right, match that. Just run yours right beside it. Right with it. There you go. Now I got one rag out, and I needed two, didn't I? Wrong paint. There we go. All right. Now, I love to recycle. It's the whole object of Rethunk Junk Paint products, isn't it? So what I have found over the years is that if you come across some flannel sheets, pillowcases, these are perfect when you're trying to model out your paint. And I think you'll find them in the fourth drawer down in the drawer units on the side. While she's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and take my Mr. bottle and I'm going to spray water across the paint. Now, the paint that I'm spraying on is the regular Rethunk Junk paint. We have our metallics, and we have true gray, and we have
These?
no, it's in there. We have true gray and we have coastal gray. Now, as I'm liquefying those colors that are emulating our veins, you can see the paint pooling up, right? That's really going to help when we are mottling this paint out. So let's get it good and wet. And I want to do two different things. We're going to mottle it. I always say model, and everyone says, what are you talking about? It's my long southern lazy twang. Right, Rochelle? That's my long lazy southern twang. Model. But we're just going to tamp it out into softer veining, and we're going to create a really awesome bougie work table for you to ooh and ah over. Now, before we do this, pick you out a paintbrush. I'm going to damp my bristles really well. Damp your bristles. And let's soften this. Now, Mel, don't stand back and watch and go, I wish you would have done. Get in here, girl. Get in here.
I'm watch and learn. That's what I'm doing.
Mel has amazing technical, artistic skills that she hides until after she produces amazing pieces of furniture.
That's not true.
Oh, Mel, it is.
Oh, Mel, it is.
Might be a little.
But when Mel moved to South Carolina from LA, she found Rethunk Junk Paint and she loved it so well she came to work with us. And she shares her technical expertise that comes from photography and the theater.
This is water.
It is. Get on in there. We're not leaving anybody out. All I want to do is stretch these veins out, thin that paint down just a little bit, and move it all together. Now, the wheels are not locked.
Yeah, I noticed.
Somehow I thought it was a good idea to unlock it. I think that happened when I ripped my fingers off. There we go. And just move it into a little bit smoother, less chunky, and I'll show you why in just a second. All right. Paint brushes.
You want any
Now-
of it to run off the side?
It's fine. It's gray. It'll match the floor. It'll be okay.
Don't hit your shoes.
Just don't hit your shoes.
These are my work shoes.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna add a little bit more. Mel, you might want to get yourself a rag so we can model all of this together. It's a lot of water on that table right there, y'all. Under normal circumstances, you'd ruin your paint job. I mean, we just have water pulled up all over here. Take your rag, don't fold it, just ball it up. Just ball it up and come in here and soften that finish. Take some of that moisture off. Leave some of it in there. Move it around a little bit. I like the way it looks like this too. I really do. I think we're gonna leave it be. Just a little bit of modeling and we're gonna let that ride. We don't want to completely cover up the parchment.
Let me do these bigger ones.
You know what? I love those like that.
I do too.
I really almost want to leave them. Tell you what, I'm going to try it this way. This is a great big experiment, y'all. I'm going to lay that down, and all I'm going to do is just sop up some of that moisture.
Ooh.
And I'm going to do it again. And I think if we leave it and we turn the fan on this, now it has started raining. Time I said we had a beautiful day and didn't have to worry about the temperatures and the humidity, the bottom fell out. If you have any questions, go ahead and pop them in the comments. I know it's really hard to ask questions about something that I know I see it moving. It's hard to ask questions about something that you're not sure you understand. But at the same time, it's a brand new product. We all have questions about how to use it. How's it gonna work? What's the best thing to do in your particular instance? And the thing is, we're all going to experiment with this for a little while because it's a brand new product. And there is nothing wrong with experimentation, especially when it comes to your paint products. We got a lot of water in there, y'all. Just tamp some of it down. I love the way the fan makes it move.
Hey, I fixed my polka dots.
You fixed the polka dots?
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, I like what the fan's doing for it.
Yeah, if we had a hair dryer, you know, we've got the heat gun. Yep. It's, you know where it is. It lives in the back. This is drying really great.
Got it. Behind the doors.
Yes, ma'am. I think the heat gun will not only help move this liquid paint that we have now, but it'll help dry it really quickly too. Now, this is Rethunk Junk paint products over the countertop paint. And we got a lot of dark in there. We need to lighten it up a little bit. It's okay. You just soften it. Just soften it. And pull some of it out. Let's see. Now, time I plug this in and time I turn it on, whatever we have there is going to dry instantly. We've got a little bit, if you look in the camera, we've got a little bit dark where we really want it a little bit lighter, right? So I think what we could do is dry this and maybe add a little bit of a lighter color in. Maybe put a little bit of true gray over the top of where it's really dark.
Here.
Yeah, let's soften these edges a little bit. Because your marble veining is gentle and faint, you might have some rich strains down through it, but you'll have a little bit softer, and that's where the modeling comes in. See how soft it makes that line? And then we have the glitter, so there's that.
It keeps it from having a regular pattern.
Mm-hmm. That's right. If you roll, oh, I love it. You see Mel's little thing? She is rolling her rag through it. Love it. Now that got,
That softened it up a lot.
yep, that softened it up a lot. You got a lot of liquid right there and right there. So let's soften those lines. We've just about got it dry. Yep. Nice. We're not too far off the mark, are we? Here's our inspiration. We're just missing that gold glitter. Guess what? In honor of our fearless and fabulous leader, Laura Whitlow. Looks interesting. Mitzi, this is the RTJ Finishes Countertop and Backsplash Paint. This is an experiment on a workshop table. Ooh. Now, you want to do this in a line. And this is...
I'm gonna let you do this one.
Oh, okay.
Because I clearly don't know what a line is.
You struggle with a straight line.
Yeah.
That's okay. All right, I'm going to turn the fan all the way off. And I'm going to add glitter. And if you'll take a paintbrush and move the glitter into the lines.
Can I use this one?
You can. Just kind of scooch it together. We're going to do a little bit of glitter there. Add the glitter to this vein line right here.
Now, if someone did not want to use glitter,
You
and they
just don't
wanted-
have to. That's
Nope.
right.
And they wanted to strictly stay with the Free Thunk Junk products, you could always use the gold metallics
You could use the gold metallics. That's
to
right.
bring out that gold if you really.
And I could use, I'm going to go with pearl in here. I'm going to lighten back up just a little bit of the parchment.
I'm gonna stick these in the water.
Okay, come on in. I'm going to add a little bit of the pearl metallic in here. And we'll soften this even more. And we'll give it a pearlescent finish. All of this will be under a clear coat. There we go.
What you think, Mel? You wanna do some?
No, you're good. Don't want a glitter girl.
Glitter girl. The tall glitter girl. That's right.
We're all very fancy.
Listen, this is going to be the fanciest, bougiest workshop table that we've ever seen. I'm going to put a little bit of pearl over this dark vein to lighten it just a little bit, give it a little bit of a pearlescent finish under the clear coat. Now, the Rethunk Junk Tough Top is not the same product It is not the same product as the Finishes Clear Coat. The Finishes Clear Coat is going to be a completely different thing. So make sure you use the right product line for the right application. Use your Tough Top on your furniture. Use your Finishes for countertop and backsplash for your countertops and your backsplash, because you want to make sure that this countertop can endure any abuse that a man or 17-year-old boy can throw at it. I'm going to soften this pearl right here just a little bit.
Now with the top coat, you know how with the normal products we have, you can buy like the jumbo prep, the jumbo,
That's right.
the big jug.
The big jug.
Do you have the option to get that in this sealant as well as the cleaners?
Not yet. I don't know if it'll be offered that way. That's a question for Laura Whitlow. And Laura, if you're on there, if you're on here, if you're with us today, or Rochelle, will these products be available in a larger container? I think for right now, this is what we're working with.
Okay.
And I think down the road, we will have the option to buy more product and not just the kit. But right now, to get us all started, to get the experiment moving forward, to get everybody interested and at least get a bathroom refinished, the kit is the thing to do. Now, I'm going with this is your clear coat. It's kind of creamy colored and it smells like candy, so
The consistency of that is also a little thicker.
this is a little thicker than your Tough Top, and it goes on just as smoothly. Now I think to keep my glitter in place, I'm gonna have to drip it and come back to it so I don't brush it out of where it's in line, because I like it where it is.
Would you like another brush after you?
Maybe.
Glitterified that way.
Yeah, let's go with another brush.
You want another one of the big ones?
Yes, ma'am. I'll take that one right there. Yeah. It's clean. It's just well loved. I use my tools in this workshop. I really do. All right. I think I would have been just fine, but this is going to look so pretty. When I put, I've got the fan in the way. When I put this down, it magnifies what's underneath it. So I don't know if you can see it in the camera lens, but this is just like putting a sheet of glass over the top of this.
It really is.
And I can't wait to see the pearl underneath it. I'm loving that. Tay, you're gonna have to hit that side because I'm about maxed out with my stretch limit
It
right
really
here.
does smell like candy.
It does, it smells like candy.
Oh wow.
See, apparently Mel hadn't smelled it yet either.
Not yet. I gotta stick my face in
Oh,
it too.
honey, Wanda, that's not the waves, that's the rain. We have the front door open, and time we started this live tutorial, and I was so excited because the temperature was good and the humidity was low, and we had the doors open, and it was a wonderful, beautiful day. The bottom fell out, and it's pouring down rain, which is still pretty cool because now we have the whole store to ourselves to do this experiment.
Yeah.
And Taylor's excited about that. Company's coming.
No, that would just be the rain.
That's the rain. Okay. Never mind.
Try not to grab the glitter.
Yep, trying not to grab the glitter, trying to keep the edges covered. I think it'll be okay, Tay. Grab the glitter, because you got to get in that center
Fish
right
go through
there.
it.
Go through it.
Oh, say
Let's just do it. There we go. It doesn't really move it too far. And what it does move, we can reorganize into another. It'll drip. We'll get the drips on the edges. It'll be okay. We've got it on kind of thick right there. I like it though. So what do you think?
That's a little thick.
I'm loving it. Loving it, loving it. How about it, Mel? Have we covered it all? I think we did. I see a blank spot right there. And we can come back and do another coat of clear. We can come back and do that again. Yeah, it's just rain, baby. Just rain. But I'm really excited now. We still have a little more time, and I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn the fan on. If Tom's watching, send him out.
Look away.
Look away. Now I do have this taped, so while this is wet, I'm going to go ahead and pull the tape. I've learned a long time ago that if you are painting something and you have it taped off, if you do not pull the tape while it's wet, the tape will seal itself in with the paint. Do you think you'd be able to use the countertop paint on other surfaces? A wood table, you might be nervous about painting with the regular paint. You know what? I don't see any reason, Brian, why you couldn't. Now, I've thought about this, and my answer would be this. As long as I've been a Rethunk Junk retailer, I've had people come in the store and fall in love with a color like Seaside and ask if they could use Rethunk Junk paint on their walls so they could paint their living room that color. Well, the simple answer is, of course you can, but it is very expensive to do an entire surface like that with this paint. So my answer to someone who would want to paint a tabletop with the countertop paint is, of course you can. If your concern is durability and you're afraid that the regular Rethunk Junk won't hold up, which I promise I can show you, it will. I'm not going to stop you from spending more money. I'm a retailer, it's what I do. But I would suggest that you could spend less money. You could do it the regular way with the regular Rethunk Junk paint, which is formulated for furniture and cabinets. This is formulated for surfaces that are going to take the most use and abuse, which are going to be your kitchen countertops and your bathroom countertops. The 7-year-old boy is going to go in there and splash water all over the place every time they wash their hands. Your Rethunk Junk paint products, while they will hold up, are not formulated to endure that kind of moisture. So when you do your bathroom and your kitchen countertops, once it's sealed, once it's cured, your 7-year-old boy is not going to destroy your countertops. It'll get expensive, but it's absolutely possible, Brian. Cheryl, your bathroom countertop and sink are all one piece. Will it hold up on the sink? Cheryl, I wish I could give you an absolutely definitive answer. It is a question that several other people have asked. I don't have an all-in-one cultured, finished sink and counter. I know that someone has tried it. I don't know what their results are. Perhaps if you're the Rethunk Junk retailer who has stepped out and been so bold, let us know how that has worked for you. The vanity tops with the built-in sinks, Brian, that's what Cheryl's asking also. That's not something that I can answer. Yep, you were typing it while Cheryl was on top of it. I wish I could tell you with absolute certainty. I would think, God help me for thinking, if you let it cure fully, in other words, do not let one drop of water touch that sink surface for 30 days. You should be okay. I would think so. I'll have to go to the salvage shop and see if I can find a unit, and we'll have to try it. Because if you give any Rethunk Junk paint product the proper cure time, it'll stand up to almost anything you can throw at it. I see no reason that it wouldn't work, but you have to be diligent and honest with yourself and not allow anyone to use that sink for 30 full days. Cure time. Dry time, cure time are never the same thing. Don't let anybody confuse you about that. Dry time is the time in between your coats of paint that you can go ahead and paint your next coat. Cure time is the time any paint, no matter what the brand, no matter what the formulation might be, needs to completely harden. And if you don't give your paint cure time, you're cheating yourself out of the work that you've put in to get the finish that you're looking for. And Brian and Cheryl, thank you. I know that's a question that I wish I could answer. And now it's like a challenge question, and I'm gonna have to go find one so I can do it myself. What else you got? Throw something else at me. I don't have enough projects to work on. I've got one more. Mel's about to fall on the floor laughing because I've got things to do.
For the sealant, is it necessary to do multiple coats?
So Taylor's question, because she's talking to me and not you, but I need to turn her volume up. On the countertop paint products, is it necessary to do multiple coats of the sealant? My answer would be absolutely, because you don't want to take that chance that you missed a spot. As we were sealing this, we missed some spots. And your finish is only going to be as good as the time you put into it. So you want to make sure that you give your surface the best you can. 2 coats of sealant is not going to take up that much product. So we put one really thick, heavy coat of sealant on here. Both of us were dipping. We had glitter going on. And that is how much product is still in the container. Let me show you here so you can see really well. We are just below, we're just below the lip edge. We're right at the top of the label. That is all the product we used with 2 of us putting on very heavy coat of the sealant.
Just like back to the other products. A little really does and truly go a long way.
It goes a long way, and I can't wait for this to dry, and I might add some more to it. I might lighten up some of the darker areas, and I might just let it live. But what I want to see for myself as a retailer and as a Rethunk Junk paint product user, I want to see how much abuse I can give this top and it sustain. We're going to give this 30 days of dry time. We're not going to put anything on this square of table, Mel. Mel's shaking her head no. You see her. She knows. On my honor, I do solemnly swear we are not putting anything on this square of this table for 30 days. We're going to give it the cure time it needs. And we're going to show you from 31 days to 60 days to 90 days all the different things that we use this tabletop for and how it stands up. But if you're ready to do your countertops in your bathroom or your kitchen, I would suggest that you quickly find your local Rethunk Junk Paint retailer and get this kit. You can order from a lot of the retailers and they'll drop ship it to you. We'll drop ship, we've got it in the store. You can order directly from Rethunk Junk. But you know what? I'm really impressed with the application and the ease in which this product went on this table. I sprayed it with prep. I scrubbied it off. It also came, I almost forgot because these are just standard fodder for me. It came with a 60 grit soft sanding block. So I sprayed it with prep, I sanded it off, I sprayed it with prep again, and I cleaned it. And then I painted it. It went on so smoothly and so easily, and considering the consistency is thicker than our regular Rethunk Junk paint, I was really surprised that it went on with little or no brush strokes on the first coat. I didn't even, Scout's honor, I didn't even use my spray bottle on the first coat to smooth it. I just put it on. Second coat, 30 minutes later, because when I threw the fan on it, it was dry within 15 to 20. When I tell my Rethunk Junk paint product customers the dry time in between coats, really, that's normal dry time. So I was kind of impressed with that as well. There's so many different ways you can use this product. We're just literally starting to get below the surface of it, pun intended. But if you have any inclination to resurfacing your kitchen countertops or your bathroom vanities, I promise you will be amazed with how simple and easy this kit is to use and how far the product is going to go for you. I think one kit will actually do half of my kitchen, y'all. I don't have a big kitchen. I have a lot of appliances. I don't have a lot of surfaces other than my island in the center.
It would definitely do my kitchen.
It'll do your kitchen
And my
too. I think we're gonna have to take some of this home, and I think I'm gonna have to try a little harder to conjure up some different paint schemes. And I have a lot of different ideas rolling around in my head. You know, the Cubano tile stamp is one of my favorites.
Yes.
And I think I can stamp over a base coat and then seal it, and I'll have the most amazing counter surfaces. I'm excited. I'm excited about the possibilities. I'm excited that the Rethunk Junk franchise is expanding to offer us another amazing product line. I'm finished with the top, Mitzi, and this is our interpretation of marble, so don't judge us too harshly. All three of us were putting paint on. Those are our veins. Those are our veins, and just so you know, this was our inspiration. We did not fail, but ours is a little bit richer.
E for effort.
We got an E for effort. We absolutely do get an E for effort. But you know what, Mitzi? The thing is that everybody's interpretation, everyone's artistic interpretation of what something will look like is different. So don't judge anyone else harshly. If you don't see marble, if you don't see a rug on the floor, it's okay. I do. And that's what matters in my home. So what matters in your home is what you love the best too. Grab a kit of Rethunk Junk paint. If you just want solid countertops, do solid countertops. If you want marbleization, do marbleization the way it makes you happy. But I think above anything, this product was so simple and easy to use. And if I want to, once this clear coat dries, I can take that parchment and paint right back over the top of this and do it again. And it won't hurt a thing. I'll use a little bit more product. I'm okay with that. This is all an experiment, and if you're local, Two Girls Treasures in Florence, South Carolina, you are welcome to stop by and see it for yourself. Touch it. Don't put anything on it for 30 days. And then after 30 days, we're going to see how much torture and abuse we can give this table between our inventory, between our painting, between our upholstery work. We're really going to put this...
Party.
Oh, we've got a birthday party coming up. We're really going to put this to the test. You would love to see... You know what, Beverly? I think that is a wonderful idea. I don't have a wood graining tool, but I have a wood stamp, a barnwood plank stamp. We can absolutely do that. You know what? Once this dries, I'll record again. I'll paint over this and we'll do barnwood planks. Absolutely. It's nothing but a paint thing. Thank you for being here this afternoon. If you have any more questions, get with your local retailer. Ask in the comments section right here. We'll be monitoring the comments for about the next 24 hours, and we'll all be glad to help you out, answer your questions, and let you know what we're learning as well. If you need more information than what we're able to give you, then definitely make sure you reach out to Rethunk Junk. Just click that contact button or chat button when you go to the Rethunk Junk by Laura website, and we'll be glad to answer any questions that you might have or package it up and get it out in the mail to you. This right here is an absolutely amazing new product. RTJ Countertop and Backsplash Paint by Rethunk Junk by Laura. This was awesome. Baby, you did not offend me at all. Nothing to it. I love you. I was just teasing. Just don't judge us too harshly. We love to play with paint. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you so much for being here. Get your kit today.